Well, I don't know what time it is, but it's getting there around 5:30. Today's date is November 20th, Monday, and we're here at the Everett High School. We're here for a protest against the current school committee that is trying to get rid of Pryia and hopefully we're going to get some people to show up here tonight, show them that we'd like to keep her, and that the city is doing wrong, the current city council is doing wrong, the school committee is doing wrong, and the big boy, fat boy up at the office is doing wrong, the mayor.
I hope it's some of your friends coming. Where's kids?
You just have to put your name, sign, and is the president of the city council.
Oh, gotcha.
Sergio is the city.
Sorry. Nice to meet you.
Okay, no, I'll let her know tonight.
Who wants to sign?
I'll go for the...
Yeah, I didn't bring gloves.
So I get that. Yeah.
Want to hold the sign name? Oh, sure. Which one? You get to pick.
The school committee meeting starts at 6:30.
Yeah.
We have to get up there to sign to talk to speak.
Yeah. I know. We're going to get up there. That's why.
Education. 5 up.
Yeah. 5
This area is perfect.
Yeah, what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Hi there. Called you today. Hi.
Oh, gosh.
Nice to meet you. Well, I've seen you a couple of times. Yeah, we met before. Yes. How are you? How's everyone today?
Yeah, Nicola.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Do you want to hold the sign? I walked around that room.
Okay, everyone, thank you all for coming out. Maybe we could start with a chant. So I'll say it, and then everyone could repeat it. What do we want? Honesty. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Honesty. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Transparency. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Transparency. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Accountability. When do we want it? Now. When do we want accountability? When do we want it? Now.
Not very good at the kitchen.
We're doing our best.
This is
What do we want? Stop the search. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Stop the now. What do we want? Stop the search. When do we want it? Now.
much better.
Pick it up.
Anyone else?
Apparently I'm not too good at it.
I heard that you have a high school. Let's off.
I know.
And for anybody who had tickets to the game, the exclusive school, and the big time. We raised whole had perfect attendance and they didn't want to destroy it. Right. But you couldn't go home and watch it on TV. It should have been. Yeah, should have been. So, I remember at gym class, everybody was doing the exercise. We were just like, one shot.
Yes, it's like we all get lumped into this one where it was color or
we're going to have, the first chant we're going to have is, what do we want? And the response to that would be, stop the search, and when do we want it would be now. Okay? What do we want?
Stop the search.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Stop the search.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Stop the search.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Stop the search.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Stop the search.
When do we want it?
Now.
Who do we want?
Pryia.
Who do we want for our schools?
Pryia.
Who do we want?
Pryia.
Who do we want?
Pryia.
What do we want?
Stop the search.
When do we want it? Now. What do we want?
Stop the search.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Stop the search.
When do we want it?
Now.
Is it funny?
What do we want?
Stop the search.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Stop the search.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Stop the search.
When do we want it?
Now.
Who do we want?
Pryia.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Stop the search.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Stop the search.
When do we want it?
Now.
Who do we want?
Pryia.
Who do we want?
Pryia.
What do we want?
Stop the search.
When do we want it?
Now.
Who do we want?
Pryia.
Who do we want?
Pryia.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Stop the search.
When do we want it?
Now.
Who do we want?
Pryia.
Who do we want?
Pryia.
What do we want?
Stop the search.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Stop the search.
When do we want it?
Now.
Who do we want?
Pryia.
Who do we want?
Pryia.
What do we want?
Stop the search.
When do we want it?
Now.
Who do we want?
Pryia.
Who do we want?
Pryia.
What do we want?
Stop the search.
When do we want it?
Now.
Okay, we're gonna have our first guest, Damien Allen, who will be saying a few words.
Oh, can I This is the normal one of us.
So the good work continues. On Election Day, we held a referendum on 2 issues: the performance of the school committee and Mayor Carlo Di Maria. And we made our thoughts known. We did not get everything we wanted, but we got what we needed. And that was to turn over the school committee in protest of the disgraceful treatment that they've shown to our superintendent. Today is about continuing that energy, about applying pressure and letting everyone upstairs know that we don't approve of the backroom tactics, of the cronyism, of this search committee that was fraudulently put together and engaged with a lame duck committee who should not have a say in the school committee superintendent when we've just elected the body that we feel best represents us. So keep up the good work. Today is about pressure, and keep it up, because everything that we've seen in the last several weeks, this rush to get this search committee, this rush to put together these allegations that have not been substantiated, that just happen to end up in a department controlled by the mayor. All of this is about taking control of EPS and that school budget. We were hoodwinked when we allowed the mayor onto this body. We thought we were getting transparency, we thought we were getting accountability, and all we've gotten is more of the same. So keep up the good work. Thank you.
Our next speaker we will have is Flavia Souza. She is a parent and the leader of the CPOC group.
Hi everyone. Thank you all for being here. This is amazing. It's such a cold night, and we are all here just to help each other and grow as a community. So I am a parent. Both of my kids are part of the special education. I'm also the president of the Special Education Parent Advisory Council. I am a Everett High School graduate. I've been here for almost 30 years, and my parents are from Brazil. So I've been in part of Everett for almost 3 decades now. And I'm not a great public speaker, but I am here because
we've noticed a change when the last superintendent search was done. It was with the community, the whole community worked together, and we saw a huge change. For the first time ever, superintendent came to the Special Education Parent Advisory Council and wanted to meet us on her first week of work. She came, she wanted to know what was the struggles, what was the concerns with special education, and how she could help the parents and each child. Another thing is, when my parents first moved here, they didn't speak the language. They came to the school, no one was ever there to translate, and now we can see how many different languages are spoken in Everett, and how when they come to every single school, there's always a family liaison there to help those parents. So I think it's important for us to continue to grow as a community, because we are here together. We've been part of this community, the Brazilian community, the Spanish community. We've been here for over 3 decades, and we are not part of it. We don't feel represented, and now we do for the first time ever. So I'm here for the change. I'm here to stop the rush. There's no need to rush someone in without knowing what their community they're coming into. They need to understand that we are very diverse. There's so many different languages spoken, so many different needs needed in the city. So it's important to listen and talk to people and say, and hear us out and see what we actually need as parents. So I do ask the school committee to definitely don't rush this through. We definitely need someone who can understand us and keep moving forward with this change. And then I just wanted to say one verse in Portuguese. I think there's one Brazilian here, but I just wanted to say in Portuguese. Nós também pertencemos a essa comunidade, which means we are part of this community too. Remember us. Thank you, everyone.
Our next speaker will be Shane. You can take the eyes a current teacher across.
They're already here.
Oh my God, that was fun.
You put it back on again?
You have to press the button. Press it.
It's working? Oh, yeah.
Can you hear me without it?
Yes.
Hello?
I'm gonna yell. That doesn't work anyway. No, really. That didn't work. I tried. All right. So I'm Shane McNally. I'm a Lafayette school teacher. It's a great view up here because we see the same faces sometimes here, but tonight it's great to see everybody because really this is a who's who of Everett change makers, of people who made a difference in the community. So I see, for example, some teachers, or a bunch of teachers here who put their names on a piece of paper and had the guts to really speak up. I see some newly elected people who are going to be in there soon, chasing after little kids there. I see community organizers here who are not getting rich, but they're here making a difference, putting together events like this. There's also, I see some retired people here who are, week after week, they're making the consistency, they're making school committee visible. These meetings are in the public eye because of them. So, and there's little kids, elementary school kids, really we're here for them and really in large part. And there's high school kids. I mean, the high school kids have been the change makers of the year this year. Without them, I don't think any of this is happening. Parents as well. I'm a parent of 3, and this year I've seen parents finding their voice and speaking out. So, I mean, Pryia once said, silence is deafening. And it is, but I think tonight we're breaking that silence. And just sometimes, if you're like me, you might be a little reluctant to celebrate too soon. But I think it is okay to take a moment just to hear good noise. It's not silence, it's good noise being made. Because if you think over the last, decades, some of us have been here a really long time in Everett. We've been through way too much silence here in Everett. Decades and decades of it when no one said anything. Myself included. So, sometimes noise is good. And so, here just one last thing to tell you is, think of like the noise that happened over the last few years. Think of how good noise made a racist councillor resign. Again, it was the high school kids in large part. It was these retired people, it was citizens who made good noise, drove out that racist councillor to resign. It was good noise as well that drove a tyrant to resign after 30 years. This is all good noise. So I mean, listen to the good noise here tonight as well. And think of what's going to need to happen over the next few weeks.
Our problem started 16 years ago, okay? 16 years ago when he got elected, the big boy. He's the one we got to get out. That'll solve our problem. And you're right 100%. It didn't go back 30 years. It started 16 years ago with the mayor. Get him out of office!
Get him out of office!
And last bit of example of good noise, I'd say, was the landslide election that meant that people on the right side of history are going to be in the halls of power. And so I would say let's keep making noise, let's keep inviting people into the process all the way until, you know, these halls of power are filled with people who are like us, who are strong and multicultural, and just kind of like the kids in our classes are, you know, they're strong and multicultural too. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Jocelyn Solis. I'm a community organizer for La Comunidad Inc. I'm here to represent myself, Don Antonio, who is our director, and to represent the work that La Comunidad has been doing for the community of Everett. Thank you so much for being here. Your voice and your presence matters. As you can see, if you turn around, we see the diversity that Everett has at this moment, right? And this is what it's important for us, that we are represented, that they know that Everett is a diverse city, and our voices should be heard and should be taken in consideration for what is happening in the city. I would like to read you all Don Antonio's statement. He's not here in person because of some health conditions, so I will be reading it off to you guys, making presence for him. My name is Antonio Amaya, Executive Director of La Comunidad. I am here this evening to support Pryia to continue in her position as Superintendent of the Everett Public School System. We demand the school committee and the Mayor of Everett to stop the search of a new superintendent until the new elected school committee takes office in January of 2024. The school committee must understand the diversity that exists in Everett, and it has to be respected. Our will has to be respected, and the voice of the Everett residents that demonstrate the democracy. November 7th, we all went out to vote. We sent out a strong message, not only to the school committee, but to the whole local government. The behavior of the school committee and some Everett political leaders have a history of staying quiet. Meanwhile, dishonesty, no transparency, and no accountability is occurring in our school district. I called the district attorney and the Massachusetts auditor to start the investigation of what is happening with the local government leaders. We have to stop the racism and the corruption that is happening in Everett at this moment. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah. 2-4 minutes, we'll be going upstairs as a group. We just want to read one more thing.
You're going to be a husband?
How many cars up there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One in there.
Right there. Right there, man.
Once they have any kind of morality like this,
Voters send a clear message that we want Pryia to remain our school superintendent. We ask that the current school committee honor the 2018 to 2019 community-led search process. 15 members of all sectors in our community worked for 9 months. We know what good and transparent process that which yielded positive results. Currently, the process is being rushed, and they expect to find a superintendent by December 2024, December 2023, right before the new school committee takes place. We are asking here today that no action be taken, and that this be laid over, and all funds be kept until January 2024, and let the new school committee that comes to take place in January decide on what's going to happen. Thank you.
Thank you.
I ask that everyone here go up in a couple minutes, go up and either sign up to speak or just go up and...
Well, we're getting close to heading into the school for the school committee meeting. People are showing up little by little. So hopefully we have a full house tonight, which I'm sure we will. We're here at the Everett High School here in Everett, Massachusetts. And we're here for the school committee meeting. And we're here to try and keep Pryia here as a school superintendent, even though she's out on leave right now.
Everyone for showing up and taking out of your time to come and support this rally that we have here. We are just asking for people to respect our democracy and our rights as human beings, as our founding fathers set up our democracy. And we just ask that people truly respect the voters and the will of the people, as they showed on November 7th. Nobody really wants this search to continue, per the results of the survey as well. So we are just here asking today peacefully that this search be stopped and no further action be taken by the current school committee, and that this be laid over for the school committee of 2024 to take place and take the decision on this.
Hey Rocco, how you doing?
They won't let you park here.
You could have gone down there.
No, you can't go with the car.
Yeah, you come right through here. You come up here.
No, they blocked it down here.
Oh, they did?
Yes. I had to go
yeah, I see
in
it,
the
yeah.
back and come all around.
Yeah.
They have 2-3 cops.
Vinny, come on.
Sorry.
We don't need to understand it. I know, that's why I was asking. I was like, hang out on the couch, binge watch the show you. Hello, I'm Nicole. Nice to meet you. I'm with Everett Community Group.
She's supposed to be Spanish speaking.
Nikki, this is superintendent. Hi, over here. Oh, Nikki.
Hi, I'm Nikki. Nice to meet you. Gotcha. Yeah. I'm good. How's it going? What's
Sorry?
Has it?
Exactly, and I think it's just the way the first time our community felt so welcome with translators, parents. Parents like. For today, they didn't speak any language, they come in and realized
Do it. Why keep waiting?
So tell me.
Hey John, how you doing?
Good, yourself.
You look cold.
Where are we using this rid of it? Of course.
About the election.
Because I just learned. We're starting.
I want to make sure she can still walk remotely.
Oh, yeah.
God bless them. You know?
I love painting.
Wow. Hey, how are you? I never Good.
You had the black Grand Prix? Had a black Corvette.